I answered an email in a hospital car park while my wife was upstairs dying. I told myself, just one more message. Just keep things moving. As if nothing could happen in the time it takes to clear an inbox. She died 15 minutes later. And that's the moment I finally understood something I wish I'd learned decades earlier. You can't catch up on love. You can't buy back time. You can win every argument with reality and still lose your life. I'm 91 now. This is a dramatized story, but the lesson is real. I became rich, and I lost everything that mattered. I didn't grow up with much. Mum counted coins for groceries. Dad's hands were always cracked from work. I remember the way adults spoke about money, like it was weather. Something that could change overnight and ruin you. So I made a vow quietly, like a prayer. When I'm older, we will never be scared of bills again. When I got my first proper job, I didn't just work. I chased safety like it was oxygen. At first, it felt noble. I said no to nights out, no to weekends, no to mates' birthdays. I told myself I was building a future. I told myself I was being responsible. But the first thing I truly paid wasn't money. It was presence. I missed my daughter's first school concert. Not because I was trapped in a mine or deployed overseas. Because I was needed in a meeting that, in the end, barely mattered. I arrived at the very end, still wearing my tie, while everyone else was already hugging their kids. I can still see her scanning the room, hopeful, then settling into that brave little smile children do when they don't want to make you feel guilty. That smile is a knife. Then the promotions came. More money, a nicer house, a better car, the sort of life people point at and say, "You've done well." And with every upgrade, the job asked for another piece of me. My wife used to leave dinner warm in the oven. At first, she'd sit and wait. Then she started eating without me. Eventually, she'd put the food away and go to bed. One night, I came home late and found the plate still in there, cold. I ate it standing up, alone, and told myself I was doing the right thing. But here's the truth I avoided. The quiet was worse than the cold food. I didn't hear that warning. I heard only the numbers, the salary, the bonus, the next rung. The lie I told myself sounded responsible. I'm doing this for them. But if you're always doing it for them, why aren't you with them? I started speaking in deadlines. I started measuring my worth in output. I started treating rest like weakness. And the brutal part is that people praised me for it. They called me driven. They called me reliable. They called me impressive. No one called me present. By the time I noticed the silence, I was already living inside it. My daughter stopped telling me about her day. Not because she was angry, because she'd learned I wasn't available. Children don't keep offering you their world if you keep turning away from it. My wife stopped asking, "When will you be home?" She started saying, "Don't worry about it." That sentence sounds kind. It isn't. It's what people say when they've stopped expecting you to show up. Then came the day at the hospital. I was in the car park because I'd taken a call on the way in. "Just 5 minutes," I said. 5 minutes became 15. 15 became the last moment I will never get back. When I finally walked into her room, the nurse looked at me with the gentlest face and said, "She's gone." Do you know what my brain tried to do? It tried to bargain. It said, "I'll work less next week." It said, "I'll take a holiday." It said, "I'll finally slow down." As if time keeps receipts. As if life offers refunds. I still had the money. I still had the house. I still had the reputation. But what is a reputation when the person you wanted to impress isn't in the room anymore? I sat in a beautiful kitchen, eating alone in complete silence, and realized my wealth hadn't protected me. It had insulated me from the very life I was meant to live. I want to give you the hindsight I paid for, while you still have time to use it. If you're young, ambitious, building a life, listen carefully. Money is a tool, but time is the only currency you can't earn back. And the most dangerous sentence in the world is, "I'll do it later." Because later is a story people tell themselves right up until it becomes never. So here are 3 rules I wish I'd lived by. 3 rules that would have saved my family years. First, decide what enough means before you're addicted to more. Not the fantasy number. The real one. Write it down. And stop moving the goalposts every time you get close. Because you will never feel finished if you keep changing what finished looks like. Second, put the people you love in your calendar like they're your most important meeting. Because they are. If you only see them when you're free, you will see them less every year. And one day you'll realize you've been free the whole time. You were just choosing something else. Third, never trade your health for a job that will replace you. Your body keeps score. Your family keeps score. And the bill always arrives eventually. If this hit you, if you felt that punch in your chest, don't scroll away and pretend you didn't. Do one thing today that your future self can't undo. Make the call. Show up. Take the walk. Eat the meal without your phone. Sit with someone and actually be there. And if you want more last lesson stories, more borrowed hindsight while you still have time, subscribe. This is what I wish someone had told me when I still had decades left. I became rich, and I'd give it back, every cent, for one ordinary Tuesday dinner with my wife. If you're still listening, answer me honestly. What are you chasing? And what is it costing you? Subscribe for the next story and share this with someone who needs to hear it before it's too late.